Hello, guys. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Depends where you're watching from. These people you're looking at, they are the newly elected TC Transition Committee, members for the local governments in Imo State. Yeah, the governor has really started the move, on trying to set up functioning local governments in Imo State. And that's not the major issue. The major issue is that you have to watch these buildings. The buildings in one of the local governments, taken as a case study to show you how dilapidated, the buildings, local governments and abandoned. The local governments in Imo State, look at this one. It's in Ihedioha. How they look at, other areas are just like that. This is local government, where the federal government has been sending allocation, for the maintenance and to take care of the local governments. This is the third tier of government, as we know. We have the federal, we have the state, and we have the local government. Throughout the tenure of Rocha Sokorocha in Imo State, look at the vehicles in the local government. There was no local government election. So these are the guys that are inspecting the area, because they want to renovate all these areas to, make it functional, make the local governments functional, So look at him. He said he's not the owner of the university they are talking about, that he owns in his place. Where he said, okay, let me not talk about that, but I'm talking about how dilapidated, deteriorated, the depreciated the buildings are, how rotten, local government area. They thought, look at it. Look at it. Does this place look at where people are meeting? And the federal government gives allocation for this tier of government, which is the local government. Where are this money? This is our question. All the money. Just look at local government of a state. This is Ihedioha I'm talking about in E2. Ihedioha, you can go there and see it to yourself. And allocation has been coming for 8 years from the federal government for the maintenance of this, tier of government. This is the hall. They are just inspecting it. They gathered. This does here look at, where people have been meeting. Look at the ceiling of a local government, building in a local government. That allocation has been coming from, federal government. This one is not even sealed. The ceiling has all failed. It has all rotten and failed. Just look at it. But when you are talking, they said you are criticizing a government. Nobody sees something good and, say bad about it. We are saying all these things just because, the news in the whole APC, amongst the APC fans, is that the APC is the best. Though some people said it's not the best. Yes, there may be some areas they have done well. There are maybe some states that they do well. Just look at this. View it yourself. This is the local government. There are some states that may be doing well. Whether a PDP state or there are some PDP states maybe that are not doing well also. Like the Abians talk about OKC, but as they said, it's not doing well. So, but I don't know. Yeah, that is PDP also. But I'm talking of Imo State. Look at local government. Look at the kind of vehicles in the local government. There is no single good car in that local government. Just go and verify. Man, what do you have to say about this? We are just saying this not only for the outgoing, the former governor, to be seen as somebody who did not work for the state. No, but for the incoming one, the present one, sorry, to also be, aware that even if we behaves like this other one, that at least all this kind of, publicities will be made. It will be made. So we are not trying to, antagonize anybody. There's nobody that will do good and you say that person did not do well. If the federal government has not been sending a location for every local government, that's a different thing. But since they sent all this money, there was no election conducted in the state. They only have there was a time they had in Imo State what they called sole administrator, who took care of the local government. That happens about 1 year. They dissolved that and now had a TC, transition chairman. So the woman was there until about 2 years or thereabouts. They removed her and brought another young guy. So I don't want to call them by names, but all these young guys and young women, we are all in this kind of local government taking money, whatever the state government was giving to them, that that was the part of what he got from this the federal government. They were enjoying it, both the transition chairman, the woman, and the young man that succeeded her. Both of them were enjoying all this kind of money in this kind of dilapidated area, local government. Look at the ceiling, and this, you say that these people have conscience, that we are collecting the money. I don't know whether the state gave them or not. If they were giving the money, look at how this place is. Do you talk about those that work in the local government? Because they come there and say, in this kind of a place, where will you sit to work? And what are you coming to work? They come there, they sit down, they go. And after 6 months or 7 months, they will be given 1 month salary. They go. Sometimes they do not come. Maybe they come once in a week, because the local government is not functioning. Who can work in this kind of atmosphere, in this kind of environment? Who can work there? Just look at it yourself. So, my people, I don't know what our money was, used for. Instead of this local government to be run, we had about the fourth tier, that is the community government. You didn't take care of the, look at the seats. You didn't take care of the one created by the federal government, which is the third tier, local government. You went as far as creating another one, the community government, where you have the youth president, the chairman being the Eze, the CLO, community liaison officer, and the president general. These are the 4 men that constituted the CGC, and 1 civil servant that oversee them. And they were given, I think, monthly payment was 20,000 naira, for how many months, and that one stopped. Then you were not able to maintain the constitutional third tier, and you went as far as going for the fourth. A quote started then. Money was given to traditional rulers or communities for, palm plantation that never survived and succeeded. These were ways of, messing up with the money, squandering the money. So, well, my take is, I don't want, I pray that, okay, look at this area. I pray that the present governor of Imo State will not use this as an excuse. Look at him, I believe he will not use it as an excuse of not, performing. But I know this is a lot of work for him. really a lot of work for him, because he has to, since he wants to run local government, in Imo State now, and this local government has not been functioning. And having seen, the condition and the position of things in this local government, you can see that, in fact, it's like they are starting afresh. The structures has to be put in order. There should be infrastructure. Like there is no water. From the information I got, no water there. No generator, no power. This is the entrance. So where are they going to start? No ceiling fan. Because if the ceiling is not okay, where will the fan be? Look at the local government. So they have to start by, renovating all these buildings, after which they clear all these bushes. After clearing all this bush, they now fix the furnitures and fittings. That is the chairs and tables to work. Then they talk about making the area conducive by fixing some fan or AC, getting the generator plant, getting some local government boxes for operation, getting better seats. Look at the seats here. So these are a lot of job for the present governor. And he's going to do this for the whole 27 local governments in the state. It is not going to be easy thing for him to run successfully this, local government. So guys, I don't know what you think about this. Is this how a state should be run? That's my question. Local government should be as beautiful as the state government. Look at this. Even the state government, when it was inspected, you saw the video I made, how it looked like. Though people were like, some were criticizing it also, that there were a lot of areas in Imo State that is good. Well, if there are some areas, fine and good. But the main point of attraction should have been inside the government house. That we saw the way we saw it. If the government house wasn't okay, I don't know the outside how it will be justified that it was okay. But I'm not arguing anybody on that. Some areas might be okay. There may be some areas he did well. I'm not disputing that. I'm not arguing that. But what I'm saying is that he didn't do well in as much as local governments, is concerned. The money he invested on 27 abandoned, hospitals projects in the local government in the state would have, if we had invested it in local government, that would have been enough. But all the 27 local governments, they started the structure on, hospitals, but none was equipped. Many were abandoned. Many were not even roofed. So many of them are hired for, criminals, that kind of stuff. So I think they should be careful this time around. Please, this is Global Message TV. If this is your first time of watching our video, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much.